The death toll in the Syria and Turkey earthquake is consistently rising, unfortunately, and the number has now crossed 21,000 people. So 21,000 people have lost their lives in this earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria on Monday. Now, the number, unfortunately, is likely to rise even further. Meanwhile, the first UN aid reached Syrian rebel-held zones, and chances of finding survivors are now low, now that the 72-hour mark that experts consider the most likely period to save lives, that period has now passed. Meanwhile, the chief of the World Health Organization said that he was on his way to Syria. The bitter cold is also hampering the search of thousands of people that are under the flattened buildings, and it's also threatening the lives of many earthquake victims who are now left without any shelter and drinking water amid that bitter cold. Now, the 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Turkey and Syria early on Monday in an area that, of course, is prone to devastating earthquakes, and it killed people, in fact, while they were sleeping. It added to the existing human tragedy in an area where many had already suffered loss and displacement due to the Syria civil war. Now, India's Operation Dost is being carried out with Indian rescue teams and medical aid assisting Turkey by providing relief material, rescue equipment, and sending medical teams, including the National Disaster Response Force. Now, a video from Gaziantep shows an NDRF team using cranes and other heavy equipment near a collapsed building to search for survivors. India also set up a mobile hospital within 5 hours of determining the location that was required, where the hospital was required. And the stories of miracles are also emerging from Turkey. Stories of rescue are emerging from earthquake-hit Turkey. A 6-year-old girl was brought out to safety from the rubble of a collapsed building by the team of the National Disaster Response Force, or the NDRF, that's deployed in Turkey. Standing with Turkey in this natural calamity, India's NDRF is carrying out rescue and relief operations at Ground Zero. Team IND-11 successfully retrieved a 6-year-old girl from Nordangi in Gaziantep today. That's what the Home Ministry spokesperson tweeted with the hashtag Operation Dost. You're seeing visuals of that rescue operation, of that rescue of the 6-year-old girl who was rescued by the NDRF team in Turkey. Now, NDTV has been reporting from Ground Zero on the human tragedy of the earthquake, where 21,000 people have been killed. Take a look at this ground report by my colleague Tanushri Pandey.
The death toll of the Turkey and Syria earthquake is continuously rising. At least more than 20,000 people are now known to have been killed, and thousands are injured in an earthquake which struck the southeastern part of Turkey near the Syrian border on Monday. It was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake, and the epicenter, the first earthquake, struck in Gaziantep city, where we are right now. And as you can see right behind me, the multi-storied building has completely crumbled. It has completely reduced to dust. As you can see, many families used to live here. Several have been rescued alive, but many have also lost their lives. The rescue operations are underway. While we speak, you can see there are huge machineries and equipment which have been brought in. Many countries, of course, we know as a matter of fact that many countries are sending in their help, and huge machineries have been put in place so that the debris can be pulled out and as many lives can be saved, because the first 48 hours are the most crucial, and then the numbers of survivors enormously decrease. The first 48 hours have already passed, and already the death toll, we know, right now stands at least 20,000, which is including the ones who have died in Turkey and in Syria. This area where we are standing right now, the city of Gaziantep, was in fact the city which was the epicenter of the first earthquake on Monday, and there has been massive destruction. There is more destruction as we move on the outskirts of the city, and this is just the central area where many buildings have completely crumbled. And we have been speaking to many eyewitnesses who are telling us that it took these buildings less than 2 seconds to fall. So you can imagine that the magnitude of the earthquake was it was one of the most major earthquakes ever witnessed in the history of Turkey, and several families were rescued, but many have also lost their lives when this building collapsed. In fact, the rescue operation is still underway, and India is one of those countries which has stepped up its aid. India has already sent many medical teams, NDRF personnel, and more than 5 to 6 flights with all the rescue teams, and rehabilitation material has already reached Turkey. This is happening under Operation Dost. This is what the country is calling it, and this is the face of the destruction, the devastation, and the human cost which we are showing you live from ground zero in Gaziantep, which is the center, the epicenter of the first earthquake in Turkey. We will be getting you more updates. Uma Shankar Singh and I will be getting you all the ground reports from ground zero and the devastation and the human cost, which is absolutely unbelievable. I'm Tanushree Pandey reporting for NDTV from Turkey.
Now moving on to the big stories back home. The big political story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a new attack on the Gandhis, questioned why none of them used the name Nehru to honour Jawaharlal Nehru. Now Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke in the Rajya Sabha yesterday amid those chants and booing by the opposition demanding a probe into the Adani group of companies after that Hindenburg research report alleged stock manipulation and fraud in the Adani companies, allegations that the group has denied. The opposition has been demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe on this and even a Supreme Court monitored probe into the Adani group of companies. So the chants continued while the Prime Minister delivered his speech. Now, in a new attack on the Congress and its Prime Ministers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also accused the party of glossing over its own controversies while criticizing his government. Take a look at the top highlights from the Prime Minister's speech.
ये भी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, इतने महत्वपूर्ण सदन में कुछ लोगों का व्यवहार, कुछ लोगों की वाणी न सिर्फ सदन को लेकिन देश को निराश करने वाली रही। इस प्रकार की वृत्ति प्रवृत्ति के माननीय सदस्यों को मैं यही कहूंगा, कीचड़ उसके पास था, कीचड़ उसके पास था, मेरे पास गुलाल। जो भी जिसके पास था उसने दिया उछाल। और अच्छा ही है, जितना कीचड़ उछालोगे कमल उतना ही ज्यादा खिलेगा। कांग्रेस के परिवार ने, हो सकता है उनका इरादा मजबूत नींव बनाने का हो, मैं उस पर कोई टिप्पणी करना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन 2014 के बाद आकर के मैंने देखा कि उन्होंने गड्ढे ही गड्ढे कर दिए थे। देश की जनता देख रही थी कि समस्या का समाधान कितना बड़ा लाभ कर सकता है, लेकिन उनकी प्रायोरिटीज अलग थी, उनके इरादे अलग थे और उसके कारण किसी भी बात का परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन का प्रयास नहीं किया। हमारी सरकार की पहचान जो बनी है वो हमारे पुरुषार्थ के कारण बनी है। एक के बाद उठाए गए कदमों के कारण बनी हुई, और आज हम परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन की दिशा में आगे बढ़ते रहे हैं। हमें बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ी और वो रास्ता हमने चुना है सैचुरेशन का। हर योजना के जो लाभार्थी हैं 100% लाभ कैसे पहुंचे, 100% लाभार्थियों को लाभ पहुंचे, बिना रोक टोक के लाभ पहुंचे। और मैं कहता हूं, अगर सच्चा पंथ निरपेक्षता है तो यही है, सच्चा सेक्युलरिज्म है तो यही है। और सरकार उस राह पर बड़ी ईमानदारी के साथ चल पड़ी है। सैचुरेशन तक पहुंचने का मतलब होता है भेदभाव की सारी गुंजाइशें खत्म करना और समाज के आखिरी व्यक्ति को, जो आखिरी पंक्ति में खड़ा हुआ व्यक्ति है और महात्मा गांधी जिसकी हमेशा वकालत करते थे, उसके अधिकारों की रक्षा इसके अंदर समाहित होती है और हम उसको सुनिश्चित करते हैं कि चलो भाई, हमसे कभी छूट जाता होगा नेहरू जी का नाम और छूट जाता होता होगा, हम ठीक भी कर लेंगे क्योंकि वो देश के पहले प्रधानमंत्री थे। लेकिन मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता है कि उनकी पीढ़ी का कोई व्यक्ति नेहरू सरनेम रखने से डरता क्यों है? क्या शर्मिंदगी है नेहरू सरनेम रखने से? क्या शर्मिंदगी है? कुछ लोगों को समझना होगा, ये सदियों पुराना देश सामान्य मानवी के पसीने और पुरुषार्थ से बना हुआ देश, जन जन की पीढ़ियों की परंपरा से बना हुआ देश है। ये देश किसी परिवार की जागीर नहीं है।
Well, the elections are just a week away in Tripura and the BJP has unveiled their manifesto for the Tripura polls. The BJP President JP Nadda calls the manifesto a vision document. Remember, Tripura votes on February 16th and the counting day will be March 2nd. It will be the BJP versus the Congress versus the left parties in this contest. Now, what's in the BJP's manifesto? 50,000 crore rupees investment in Tripura and greater autonomy to tribal councils. Here's a report on the major promises that have been made by the BJP.
Ahead of crucial polls on the 16th of February, voters in Tripura's Bordowali town had an unexpected visitor, Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha. Dr. Saha, a dentist-turned-politician, says this is the best way for him to make a direct connect with the people in his constituency.
People does not endorse this alignment. So for us it is very easy to reach our...
In this age of high-tech poll campaigning where mostly we see chief ministers moving around the states in choppers, here is a chief minister who believes in connecting to the voters directly through door-to-door campaign.
Dr. Saha's supporters are elated.
एक CM is a big leader, a big person. First time हर एक घर पे पहुंच रहा है, हर एक पब्लिक के साथ इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है और ऐसा लग रहा है कि हर एक पब्लिक के साथ एकदम अपना हो रहा है. अब दिल खोल के सब लोग आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं.
Last year, the BJP had dropped Biplab Deb and in a surprise move picked Dr. Saha, who was a Rajya Sabha MP, for the top post. The elections, though, will be a tough contest, with Pradyut Dev Burman's Tripura Motha party making inroads in tribal areas, which the BJP hopes to counter with a manifesto that makes several promises to the tribal community. In the high-stakes battle for Tripura, the state's former royal scion, 44-year-old Pradyut Manikya Dev Burman, and his 2-year-old party has emerged as a key player.
Out of the 60 seats, Tripura Motha party is contesting in 42 seats, but this party is seen by political watchers as one of the key factors in the Tripura elections.
This is घिसा पिटा हुआ talk about palace and no palace. These are people who don't live in palaces. I first belong to them. Then, of course, I am aware of my legacy and my lineage, and that's my duty. And the first thing, a duty of a erstwhile king's grandson should do is empower his community which have been deprived, not empower himself. This is not about me, it's about them.
Pradyut's grandfather, Bir Bikram Manikya, was Tripura's last ruler between 1923 and 1947. Now, over 7 decades later, his grandson is trying to script a new chapter in Tripura's political history. While Pradyut is not contesting himself, he is the star campaigner for his party. That is primarily targeting the state's 35% tribal vote. Pradyut's party has demanded a separate state for tribals in the last 2 years. A demand the BJP says is an attempt to drive a wedge between the state's significant Bengali-speaking population and the tribals. With Sanjay Chakrabarti and Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Agartala, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, the ruling BJP in Tripura is putting all efforts, including all star campaigners, to retain Tripura that they won for the first time in 2018. Now, the man who led the party to that historic victory is Tripura's former Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev, who spoke exclusively to NDTV's Ratnadeep Chaudhary on his party's perspective in these elections.
त्रिपुरा के चुनाव में बीजेपी ने कमर कस के चुनावी प्रचार शुरू कर दिया है। इस वक्त हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं त्रिपुरा के भूतपूर्व मुख्यमंत्री और राज्यसभा सांसद विप्लव कुमार देव। विप्लव दा, आप भी चुनाव के प्रचार में जुड़े हुए हैं। त्रिपुरा में जो 2018 में जो सीपीएम का 25 साल का शासन खत्म हुआ था, उसमें आपने अगुवाई की थी। इसके बाद आप स्टेट को राज्यसभा में रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। कैसा लग रहा है इस बार चुनाव का माहौल?
देखिए, चुनाव 2018 में त्रिपुरा के जनता कम्युनिस्ट से मुक्ति चाहते थे, जुनून थी, और वो माननीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व वो हुई है। और इस बार जो चुनाव है, वो चुनाव त्रिपुरा के जो नौजवान बच्चे हैं, इनका भविष्य बनाने का। तो स्वाभाविक तौर पे इस सरकार ने 5 साल काम किया, और इस 5 साल के काम में त्रिपुरा के लोग कितना संतुष्ट है, आप गाँव में शहर में घूम के देखिए, मैं नहीं बोलूँगा। कम्युनिस्ट माने डेवलप को रोकने का एक व्यवस्था है, तो बीजेपी माने मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हर स्कीम को पहुंचा देने का व्यवस्था है। वो हम लोगों ने किया है, जनता हमारे साथ है, और साथ ही साथ त्रिपुरा के लोगों के भविष्य को बनाने के जो योजना मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 2018 में हम लोगों ने शुरू किया है, इसको हम लोगों ने आगे बढ़ाया है। और उसको बरकरार रखने के लिए सिर्फ भाजपा ही चाहिए, मोदी ही चाहिए। मोदी हमारे त्रिपुरा के लोगों का मजबूरी है, मेरा भी मजबूरी है, क्योंकि मोदी के बिना नॉर्थ ईस्ट का डेवलपमेंट नहीं हो सकता, ये प्रमाणित हो चुका है। और उन्होंने हर बजट में अभी भी बजट तैयार किया है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए बड़े मात्रा में उन्होंने जो पैकेज रखी हुई है, इससे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों का जो जीवन शैली है वो एक नतून दिशा में जा रहा है। तो मेरा पूर्ण विश्वास है इस बार जो इलेक्शन है, ये हमारे सरकार के उपलब्धि के ऊपर इलेक्शन है, और बीजेपी को स्थायी रूप से बैठाने का निर्णय निश्चित जनता करेगी।
मगर अगर जमीनी तौर पे बात किया जाए तो पिछली बार जो चुनाव जिसमें आप अगुवाई कर रहे थे पार्टी की, उसमें सीधा टक्कर था सीपीएम के साथ। इस बार सीपीएम के साथ कांग्रेस जुट गई है, और फिर त्रिपुरा मोथा है जो ग्रेटर त्रिपुरा लैंड की बात कर रही है। तो ये जो लड़ाई है इस बार, इसको आप लोग किस तरह से जूझ रहे हैं इससे?
देखिए, उस समय कम्युनिस्ट मजबूत थी, आज मजबूर कम्युनिस्ट के साथ हम लड़ाई कर रहे हैं। उस समय मजबूत कम्युनिस्ट थी, आज मजबूर कम्युनिस्ट के साथ कर रहे हैं। उसने इलेक्शंस के पहले प्रमाणित कर दिया, मैसेज दे दिया खुद ही। 60 सीट में वो लड़ नहीं पाया, 47 सीट में ही अपना कैंडिडेट दे पाया। और कांग्रेस तो मुख्यमंत्री बनने चले, 13 सीट में लड़ रहा है, कहाँ से मुख्यमंत्री बनेगा? तो ये लोग तो इलेक्शंस के पहले जनता के सामने प्रमाणित कर दिया, इनके पार्टी के बल ही नहीं है त्रिपुरा में, इसलिए पहले बैसाखी ले लिया। और दूसरा जो आप त्रिपुरा माथा बोल रहे हो, उनका मैंने मैनिफेस्टो देखा, उसमें ऊपर लिखा है ग्रेटर त्रिपुरा लैंड, अंदर कुछ नहीं लिखा हुआ है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सॉल्यूशन लिखा हुआ है। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन सॉल्यूशन हम ही लोग कर रहे हैं, पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के हर चीज़ को आप देखिए, इंसर्जेंसी खत्म कर दिया, जो भी प्रॉब्लम नागालैंड जैसा प्रॉब्लम खत्म कर दिया। तो इसलिए मोदी है तो मुमकिन है, और मोदी जी है तो त्रिपुरा के सब लोग उनके साथ हैं।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात।
Now moving on, it was a strange and an unusual challenge for the Minister for Public Health and Engineering in Madhya Pradesh, Brajendra Singh Yadav. Now during BJP's Vikas Yatra linked to the People Connect program, unidentified people during the Yatra threw some sort of itching powder on the minister while he was in his own assembly constituency, forcing the minister to pour bottled water over himself for some relief, as you can see in that video. Now remember, just 2 days ago, the Vikas Rath, or the vehicle of the same Vikas Yatra, had got stuck in a rough path. It got stuck in a rough patch of the road led by local BJP MLA Devendra Verma in a village of Khandwa district. And in a viral video, an ex-village sarpanch can be seen questioning the MLA why the Vikas Yatra was being carried out when a 3-kilometer road road in the area could not be sanctioned till now. And they said that we considered the Congress to be bad, but the BJP are worse than the Congress. Give us proper roads, else we won't give you votes. That's what the ex-sarpanch was heard saying in that video, to which the MLA responded by saying, don't vote, it's your right. So after the people complained about the condition of the bad roads, we are seeing that some unidentified people threw itching powder at the MP minister. Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Uttar Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 in Lucknow at 10 a.m. this morning. Now, the Investors Summit is a yearly feature under the Yogi Adityanath government, and it is the first after the BJP regained power in the crucial 2022 state elections. There you can see preparations that are going on for that Investors Summit. Now, in the past, events like this have been showcased by the Yogi government to claim how Uttar Pradesh has become a favored investment destination under Mr. Yogi Adityanath. The opposition, on the other hand, has raised questions about how much of the claimed investment deals have materialized on the ground in the reality. The UP government, meanwhile, says that it is targeting investment in tents worth 10 lakh crore rupees at the 2023 summit. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate it at 10 a.m. this morning. And moving on, the Supreme Court will soon have its full strength of 34 judges, with the stage having been set for the elevation of 2 High Court judges. That's what top government sources have confirmed to NDTV. Now, the notices for appointment are expected to be issued in the next few days, according to sources. The top court had its full strength last when Ranjan Gogoi was the Chief Justice of India. The judges being elevated were recently recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium. Who are these judges? Justice Rajesh Bindal is the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, and Justice Arvind Kumar is the Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court. The government, meanwhile, is yet to respond on the reiteration of 5 judges to various high courts and take a political call on whether to agree with the Collegium's recommendations. Now, in the latest flashpoint between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP in the national capital, now there's a political row over a CBI report on the Delhi government's feedback unit. Now, the Delhi BJP working president, Virendra Sachdeva, was detained yesterday by the Delhi police as the BJP staged a protest against the Aam Aadmi Party over the alleged feedback scam. Now, what is this feedback scam? There's a CBI report that claims that the Aam Aadmi Party government's feedback unit was actually involved in what they called political snooping. The CBI has also received sanctions to register a corruption case against the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, according to sources, for misusing official resources for the party unit. The Aam Aadmi Party, however, has rejected the allegations as completely bogus and claimed that despite several cases against party leaders by the CBI, the Enforcement Directorate and the Delhi Police as well, nothing could be established as of yet.
Jumping over police barricades during a protest march, the Delhi BJP chief upping the ante against Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. This time over a CBI report that alleges political snooping by the Aam Aadmi Party government's feedback wing.
Sources say CBI has received sanction from the competent authority to register a corruption case against Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of New Delhi. If registered, this will be the second case against Sisodia by CBI.
The CBI report says that the Delhi government used its feedback unit to gather information against political opponents. The Aam Aadmi Party created the unit with a secret service expenditure, the report says, soon after the party's victory in 2015. As per the CBI, the unit was tasked to gather actionable feedback and manufacture trap cases against political entities.
अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एमपीज की जासूसी करवा रही थी, तो अरविंद केजरीवाल को ये बताना तो पड़ेगा क्या कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी से क्या कोई अनुमति ली गई है। अब दिल्ली के लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ने भारत के राष्ट्रपति महोदया से ये आग्रह किया है कि इस डिपार्टमेंट के मुखिया और जो दिल्ली के डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं श्री मनीष सिसोदिया, जिनके ऊपर अनेक भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप पहले भी लगाए गए हैं, उनके खिलाफ एफआईआर हो और इस मामले में कार्रवाई को आगे बढ़ाया जाए।
Calling it political vendetta, the Aam Aadmi Party has rubbished the allegations. In a statement, the Aam Aadmi Party said that more than half of the cases filed by the ED and the CBI against the party have been dismissed in courts.
Another day, another flashpoint between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. With another alleged scam, is the BJP making it difficult for the Aam Aadmi Party to wriggle out of corruption charges, even as Arvind Kejriwal seeks to make inroads in election-bound states? With Arvind Gunasekar and camera persons Sushil Rathi and Sanjay Kaushik, Vedant for NDTV.
Now news from Rajasthan. It's going to be Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's big ticket budget 2023 with an eye on the elections later this year. And this year, the state budget has been given a very catchy tagline, Bachat, Rahat, Badhat, which is roughly translated as savings, relief and increase. Now, the Congress is riding high on the government's thrust on social security schemes in the past 4 years, and the Congress is hoping to beat the revolving door of politics to get the party another term.
Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot putting the final touches to what is expected to be a big-ticket budget with an eye on the elections, and hoardings across the state with a tagline that promises savings, relief and an increase in incomes.
बचत, राहत और बढ़त, पूरा कंसेप्ट जो है बजट का उन्होंने जनता के सामने खोल कर रख दिया और जनता एक मुक्त भाव से अपने अपेक्षाओं को पूरा होने की उम्मीद अशोक गहलोत जी से लगाई हुई है.
It's going to be raining sops is clear from the Chief Minister's announcement during the Bharat Jodo Yatra that he would give a subsidy on gas cylinders to 1 crore people. But the government also hopes to cash in on goodwill generated by social security schemes. Health insurance under the Chiranjeevi Bima Yojana, the bringing back of the old pension scheme, pension for elderly and widows, and urban employment on the lines of Narega provided in cities. With an eye on the youth vote, about 4% in Rajasthan, the government has also issued a circular to all colleges to make arrangements to see the budget live. The government is hoping Budget 2023 will help the Congress facing an election at the end of the year.
कांग्रेस की फितरत रही है कि जनमत को भ्रमित करो और सत्ता हासिल करो, लेकिन प्रदेश की जनता जान चुकी है अब वो कांग्रेस के नेताओं के द्वारा भ्रमित होने वाली नहीं है. मुखिया जी ने तो चुनाव से पहले भी बड़े-बड़े वादे किए. मुखिया जी ने फिर 4 बजट विधानसभा के अंदर पेश किए और अब अंतिम बजट के अंदर मुखिया जी कह रहे हैं कि बचत, राहत और बढ़त इस तरीके का बजट हम पेश करेंगे.
It's going to be Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's last budget, and hoardings like these have come up all across Rajasthan and in the city of Jaipur. The Gehlot government is hoping on the basis of their social security schemes, they can beat the revolving door of politics in Rajasthan and do a repeat in Assembly elections 2023. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
News from Kashmir now. The Baramulla-Banihal train service was disrupted after the train was stuck near Patan in Baramulla district due to heavy snowfall. Now, many passengers travelling in the train are stranded. The snowfall has also disrupted traffic as roads in North Kashmir are closed. The Met Office has predicted more snow. An avalanche warning has been issued in the high reaches of Kashmir. Meanwhile, Union Minister Anurag Thakur, who is in Gulmarg for Khelo India Winter Games, was seen playing cricket amid the heavy snowfall. Over 1,500 players from across the country are participating in the Winter Games at Gulmarg, while the train services are disrupted due to the heavy snowfall. The Indian Space Research Organisation will launch its second small satellite launch vehicle, SSLV-D2, at 9:18 this morning from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Now, it would carry 3 satellites. One of them, Azadi-2, was built by a combined effort of 750 school children across India, guided by Space Kids India. The maiden mission of SSLV last year had failed, and now ISRO has fixed it this time and is confident of a successful mission. Azadi Satellite 2, which is one of the 3 satellites of SSLV-D2, would carry, which was developed by 750 girls from government schools across India, and they were guided by Space Kids India. NDTV Sam Daniel spoke to some of them at Sriharikota.
One of the satellites SSLV-D2 would carry is Azadi-2, a satellite that was built by 750 school girls across India. They were all guided by Space Kids India remotely, and we have many of them with us at Sriharikota. Thank you all very much for speaking to us. How excited are you about the launch?
We are extremely excited. We hope that we are sure that it will be a success this time. It was the earlier one was the learning experience. Experience can never failure. Right. It didn't fail. It is a learning experience. Right. Learning experiences can never go wrong.
What would this mean for children like you being part of this building exercise, building a satellite?
It would be like it built our confidence first of all. It improved the teamwork part. And it will also give confidence to the other girls, and it will increase the enthusiasm.
Part of all girls team to build this satellite?
Being a part of all girls team, first I feel like girls are very energetic, they're very confident in whatever they do. And if we are given a stage, if we are given a platform, we'll shine definitely. And see, 750 girls are building a satellite. It would be a grand success. Right. I'm sure about this.
For someone who doesn't know about this, what is this satellite all about? Azadi-2, what will it do once it's launched?
2 satellites go in the space at our thermosphere layer away from 550 kilometers from us. It will tell the temperature, humidity, and many more about satellites.
I have a little girl here. You are also part of this?
Yes, sir.
What's your dream?
Sir, I want to become a doctor.
Not a space scientist?
Sir, I would love.
Anybody would love to become a space scientist here? From this side? Yeah, why?
Because क्योंकि डॉक्टर श्रीमती केसन मैम जैसे मैं बनना चाहती हूँ.
With me, Srimati, the brain behind this. How important is to nurture this interest among young children?
It's absolutely important because, catch them young is the slogan. People call rocket science as, something which you don't understand. But, it is not like that. It is not like that, right? These children are a testimony to that, enjoyed a lot. They have worked hard for this.
Thank you all very much for your time and wish you all the best. As we all, and that's the team Azadi-2 team talking to us. Girl children from across the country, their mentors and teachers. At Sriharikota with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Now, as Europe cuts off its energy supply from Russia, it has turned to its own. Now, in the process, Norway is making profits and being criticized by many. But the Norway trade minister says that his country is using the profits to actually help Ukraine. He was in India, and my colleague Maha Siddiqui spoke to him about talks with India over renewable energy as well. Listen in.
I have with me the Norway Trade Minister Jan Christian Vestre here. First of all, many thanks for speaking with NDTV. My first question is with regards to the crude that Norway is now supplying to Europe, almost plugging the gap that existed because of the European countries cutting off their energy supplies from Russia. But do you think this recircuiting of energy supplies, how sustainable is it?
Yeah, right now we are providing as much natural gas resources to Europe as we can. That's very important now for European energy stability. But in the long run, we have to speed up the green transition. So we are investing heavily now in hydropower, in floating offshore wind installations, in solar panel, in energy efficiency, hydrogen, storage capacity, batteries. That's the way going forward. And that's why I'm very glad to be here in India. My first time to have great meetings with my colleagues, ministers, also to discuss how India and Norway can work strategically together as friends and partners to accelerate this green transition, because we have to go renewable.
Yes, of course, and we'll talk about renewable energy going green, but before that, another question on the same issue. Now, Norway has also come in for some amount of criticism for making money during this time of crisis in Europe, the kind of windfall that is being seen because of the energy export. How do you defend that?
Yeah, energy prices have been very high now. This week, the Norwegian government announced a program to invest more than 8 billion American dollars in Ukraine, and we are supporting Ukraine now, both humanitarian, civilian, and also military-wise. So we will send back some of the money and some of the income we have had, also to support rebuilding Ukraine, hopefully as soon as the wars end.
Let's talk about renewable energy now. You've just had meetings with Indian ministers. Tell us a bit about green hydrogen, green ammonia that is being spoken about and being discussed between the two sides.
Yeah, Norway, we have been producing green hydrogen for almost 120 years. So we know how to do this, and we really appreciate and admire the ambitions of your government, which is absolutely what the world needs. So what we have discussed with the ministers today is how can we collaborate and how can we join forces? How can we combine Indian and Norwegian research and development? How can we foster common technology development? How can we bring investments to both countries? And how can we make this sustainable, cost efficient, and at the speed needed now to be able to reach our global targets?